Welcome, Dr. James Beckett, Sports Card Insights. This is a card wall. First is Dr. John Michels up through Art Monk. Dr. John Michels, the first guy here, is a back specialist. I've met him in that context, and it looks like he could still play. He's still 6'7". He's no longer 290, but he's at probably a trim 225 or something like that. But he looks like he could still play. And that's the kind of guy you'd want operating on your back or giving you a shot in the back. Chris Middleton, it's amazing to me that he's 12 years or so out of playing for A&M, being an Aggie. I'm choosing this card. Again, I have a preference for my purposes that showing him with the Texas A&M uniform is better than showing him with the Bucks. He's been on the Bucks the whole time, and he's really blossomed in the pros. But I would pick the Aggie thing. It'll be more recognizable. Stan Mikita, I'm not sure I'm picking this card. This is probably a little bit of a condition rarity. I remember going to the Chicago Blackhawks game with my dad in the spring of 1960. And I remember watching Mikita, and my dad's mentioning that. And he was a younger player. He wasn't huge, but I don't know what it was. But I remember watching Stan Mikita from back a long time ago. On the other hand, one of the adages I have is that condition rarity is not as important as distribution rarity. This is actual rarity. So the General Mills, much tougher card. So it may wind up there because the advanced collectors say, hey, what is that? And then I'll explain that as opposed to a 9 from a card they would normally see. Mark Miller, excellent quarterback at Bowling Green State University when I was there. Played for the Browns for a little while. I actually had a problem with him. We're playing in intramurals. I was a young professor. I don't think he knew that, but I was on a team. He was on a team. I stole the ball, was breaking away. I didn't steal it from him, and I'm breaking away, going in for the layup, coming from the right side. He comes tearing in from the left side because he wasn't slow, but I wasn't slow either. But he had an angle on me, and he was on the other side of the basket, and the only way he could block my shot was going through me. And he's the football guy, and I'm the professor. I should have played my faculty card with the refs, or they would have called a foul. But he did. I tried to shield my shot. I reversed hand and go try to wrap it around with my right hand, and he just clobbered me. He got all ball, but all body. And in intramurals, that's not a foul, apparently. I got knocked into the wall. I wasn't senseless. I walked away, but I just thought, he's the quarterback on the football team, and I'm the statistics professor. That's not fair. It was a clean block except for the body. Okay, aside there, I got this for Norm Miller, who's standing next to Joe Gibbs. Norm is good buddies with Joe, and Norm is my friend too. It's his only card. He's co-founder of Interstate Batteries and a significant sponsor of NASCAR for a long time. Reggie Miller, I'm a fan of Reggie's shot, but not so much. Yao Ming, don't hear that much about Yao. Retired too early. If his body would have allowed him to stay around. Somebody stayed around. Minnie Minoso played in 4 or 5 decades, I think, or at least came up to bat. I saw a lot of interest in his card after he got called to the Hall, but now not so much. I think he's going to go back in the box. Gardner Minshew, this guy is an amazing personality, and if he can back it up, I'm just going to hold. I'm not going to put him on the wall, but I'm going to be ready to pop him out if he gets in the right situation and gets on a roll because he's a character. Bobby Mitchell, he fumbled some, but I also feared every time he got the ball because he could take it all the way very fast. Ron Mix, another guy from 61 Fleer. At one point, I had a bunch of those and got them graded. And Ron Mix, if you're a lineman, you're going to have trouble. Johnny Mize, I always liked Big John. This is his 47 Tip Top. This is a set I gave up on collecting because I had all these other sets, and that was one that was a real challenge. And I just started doing price guides, and so I couldn't really complete that. But that's a very tough set. It's some tough teams. This is what's been on the wall, the 53 type test set that Topps did in 72. Again, very limited. I got a set from the guy that got it from the guy and all that. So above board, but that was it. Evan Mobley, thanks Panini. I got this out of a box. I've gotten a bunch of boxes. I've bought some. I've gotten some from Upper Deck, Topps, Panini. This is one that came through. It's numbered to 10 of Evan Mobley, who I think is good. I'd love it if the Mavs had him. Trammell, we were talking about this in the Baseball Card Hall of Fame with Ray from Philly. This is not like Ichiro and Pujols. They were co-rookies of the year that also were their rookie cards. That was toward the end of the year. This is at the beginning of the year of two guys that are prospects. And Molitor, Trammell Molitor, I'm putting it under M. Art Monk, not to be confused with Monk, the TV show. I have no anti-Redskin bias. He was a respected receiver, and I would have loved it if he'd have been on the Cowboys, but I'm probably not going to have him on my wall in Dallas, Texas. Thanks, everybody. That's it.